always on the show we open with, normally I'll say something, then TJ says something, but I'll just do the whole intro where it's welcome back to Mostly Thriving. We're to the world it looks like we're thriving, but really we're just, and then we'll both say Mostly Thriving, looking at the middle camera. Okay. Welcome back to Mostly Thriving. We're to the world it may look like we're thriving, but really we're just mostly thriving. Okay, Jaqueline Chiarot, welcome to Mostly Thriving.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited that you're here. It's super cool to talk to someone local, and that's also Michigan. A lot of our listeners are local too, which I think is just really cool to know someone else in the community. But if you guys are not familiar with Jacqueline, this is Jaqueline Chiarot. She's an interior designer, a mom, and an NHL wife. Her husband is Ben Chiarot, defenseman of the Detroit Red Wings. And so we're excited for her to talk about her interior design background. You are seriously one of the most incredible designers.
Thank you.
When I look at your stuff, I'm like, I feel like you're the designer that's you see it on Pinterest and you're like, I want that. But I don't know how to I don't know how to make it happen, you know? So I guess let's just start with you. Just tell us just a little bit about you and then we'll kind of dive in.
Yeah. Well, first off, thanks for having me.
You're so welcome.
It was so cool to walk in and see all the projects you've done because I've been following along as well. But a little about me, I was born and raised in Ontario, Canada, as well as my husband, Ben. We met when we were 17 in Canada. And then, he went on his hockey journey. I went to university and then we moved in together after that. And that was kind of the start of his NHL career. And so I actually did kinesiology in school.
Oh, okay.
So really health-based. And I also was a dancer growing up. And
competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so fun.
Yeah, yeah. So I've been following along your Pistons stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that was also another side career thing. And
did you do that at university too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dance through university.
Where did you go?
Western University. It's in London, Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we call it university in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets confusing because we do have colleges, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be I think I was listening. I think you did another podcast where I was listening to this where they were saying your guys' version of college is what we would say is community college.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So university is your main college.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got a degree there. And then when I moved with Ben, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with that degree. And I was teaching dance all along this time just to keep that going. And then I started decorating our rental because I was just going crazy, just living somewhere that wasn't our own. So that's kind of really when it started. I didn't realize it at the time. But, another whole side of it is my dad's a builder.
Okay.
My grandfather was a builder, and I grew up working for my dad's construction company.
Okay.
So I had all of that, and I always said, oh, never working here, not doing it.
No, family business, not for me.
And construction, no. And then sure enough, I get into design.
Yeah.
But really when that whole thing started with the design idea to actually do it as a career because it was more of a passion throughout my life was after Ben and I built a house together right before we got married. And that was our first real home together that we owned because it was just rentals until then. And
in what city was this in?
This is in Ontario as well.
Ontario,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. In Canada. We still have that house.
Okay.
It's kind of our summer home.
Okay.
And
I wondered that because you had said your whole family and his family then, I guess. You guys are all Canada.
Yeah.
What does that look like? You live in the U.S. now. What is that so hard?
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But luckily it's only a 3-hour drive.
Okay.
So my parents are here a lot.
Okay.
Thank God. But,
yeah.
And yeah, luckily we're close. This is the first location that we've been that's super close. When we played in Montreal, that was driving distance as well, but still 6 hours.
Okay.
So this being that much closer has been so nice.
Yeah.
Compared to all the other cities.
Yeah. So what's the timeline of the cities that you guys have been in?
So, I mean, how far back do we want to go?
I mean, you tell me. Okay, wait, let's go back. So you and Ben, you said you guys met when you were 17.
Yeah.
Was it like you went to the same high school, or did you guys know, how did that come about?
Yeah. So I grew up a dancer. So one of my dance studios was where he played OHL.
Okay.
So Guelph, Ontario. And so I grew up dancing there from when I was 7 years old. And one of my lifelong dance friends, also like from 7 years old, she was dating his best friend on the team.
Okay.
She kept saying like, oh, I want to introduce you to like my boyfriend's best friend. I'm like, does he play hockey? No, thank you.
Yeah.
And so eventually I was at her house. I feel like it was like exam season. It was grade 12. And, I was staying over at her house after dance, and she's like, we're going to go for coffee with them. I'm like, okay, like right after dance. So like literally in dance gear, we're just like, we went to the coffee shop, and it was a blind date. I didn't fully know it was him, the one that she kept saying she wanted to introduce me. She was just like his friend, and I just didn't think anything of it. And then we made the connections after that, like, oh, this is like
the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so we met at Second Cup coffee shop in Guelph, and
I love it.
The rest is history.
That's so fun. So you're kind of like high school sweethearts.
Kind of.
Yeah. Just not from high school.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the last grade, I guess, last year of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, okay, you said you were studying kinesiology.
Yeah.
What did you finish that out and try to pursue that, or did hockey kind of interject, or like, what does that look like? Because I'm sure, I don't know how that world works, but like that is first priority of like where you guys land.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
what does that look
Exactly.
like? You guys meet, you start dating.
Yeah.
He's in the OHL.
Yeah. So
From there.
Yeah, in the OHL. So at that time he was in Guelph, and then he got traded to Sudbury, Ontario, which is like northern Ontario. So that's like probably a 5-hour drive from where I was. And so we just were long distance. Luckily, I think actually that was the following year. Yeah, he was in Guelph up until, honestly, I can't really remember now.
That's okay.
No, I think that was the following year he got traded. So he was in Guelph. We went to both each other's proms. And then that summer was the draft, the NHL draft.
Okay.
So he got drafted, and then he went back to OHL for, I think it's called an overager year.
Okay.
I should know this by now, but.
That's okay.
And so he did Sudbury, and then he did, no, the following year was probably an overager year. It was Saginaw, actually. So that was my first taste of Michigan, was Saginaw. Yeah, as like a 19-year-old.
What do you remember about like draft day time, like all of that happening? Because I'm sure you're along for the ride of like, this is a huge dream and goal. Like, what is that?
It was crazy. I didn't really know anything about like the NHL. My dad still is a Leafs fan.
Okay.
Well, Detroit first.
Right.
But, so it was always on the TV at home. And I remember I just hated it. I'm like, this is so annoying. Like, turn it off. Like, you're listening to these announcers.
Yeah.
So hockey, and my dad like played hockey growing up. So hockey in Canada, like hockey is pretty much part of everyone's life. But the NHL, I didn't know like what my dad was watching was the NHL. I had nothing. I didn't know anything about it. But he's like, oh, I want you to come to Montreal with my family to go to the draft. I'm like, sure, night out in Montreal. Sounds great. So we go to that. And I don't think I realized how big a deal it was until we were there. Like, we're sitting in the stands. He's like freaking out, waiting for his name to be called to be drafted. I'm like, oh, this is like a big deal. Yeah. But it was pretty exciting. Like, we were with his family. Like, we all stayed over in the hotel. We were there for the 2 days, and then just to like see his name called, and then him go up and get the jersey, like how they used to do it. Now I think it's pretty virtual now, but like back then it was like you're there and you're sitting there, and he was 4th round. So like everyone was there. Now they don't really do that. It's more virtual, but it was pretty cool. It's pretty exciting.
I can't imagine that like anticipation of like waiting. Yeah. Gosh, that's so crazy.
He was nervous.
That's so cool. Yeah. So which city were you guys in the longest? So he did Montreal, and then you guys were traded
So we started in Winnipeg.
Okay.
Yeah. So he, when I was in university, he played for the AHL.
Okay.
And that was in Newfoundland. I don't know if you know that, but it's like the most
Yes,
eastern point
I actually
of Canada.
do, only because of, you know, that musical Come From Away?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
It's basically like when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And then like that
Right.
city was where all the airborne
Yeah.
flights.
Yeah.
And so I actually do know about Newfoundland.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be like a very small remote town.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
he played there for 3 years.
Okay.
And I actually moved out there.
Okay.
I spent most of my university, like, we did long distance. So I flew out there to visit him. So that's called the American Hockey League. It's like the Grand Rapids team.
Okay.
So at the time, Winnipeg's farm team was in Newfoundland. So that's where he started his pro career. So I would fly back and forth, and then eventually I graduated. And then back to your point, it was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I was either going to pursue my master's in sports psychology or move with him. And so obviously the latter one.
Yeah.
I just wasn't really wanting to do more school at that point.
Yeah.
So I moved to Newfoundland, and then 3 months later, he got called up to Winnipeg, which is Atlanta Thrashers' new affiliate, which he was drafted to Atlanta.
Okay.
So just so many like moving parts.
Yeah.
But so he got called up to Winnipeg, and he had already played his first NHL game with Winnipeg, but they sent him back down. This time he was called up, and I remember just like crying because he had just got home from a 15-day road trip.
Yeah.
And like I just uprooted and moved like across the country, and I was like so happy he was home. And then I'm like, I'm so happy for you, but like I'm so sad you're leaving again.
Yeah.
Like
the whiplash of that has to be really hard, and to constantly feel like you're living in like, can I actually like settle?
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
It's just like mentally draining.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he then moves, are you up and moving again?
So, I mean, at that point when he was getting called up, you just waited out.
Yeah.
But he stayed up.
Okay.
He never got sent down.
Okay.
So we, on a whim, like I remember he was like, I'm just going to fly you to Winnipeg. Like he left and he's like, let's just get you out here. Even if I'm sent down the next day, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we just spent like 2 weeks apart. And at that time, I remember the flight was like $1,000 and it was so insane. And we're like, this is so much money, like to get me across the country. And that was like 2 flights. So, you know, to pay that for that, like within like 24 hours, you're like, now that's like a steal.
Seriously.
Like, but we're like, okay, let's just do it. And then I remember I just packed so quickly and left. And then he never got sent down. So we lived in the hotel in Winnipeg, Manitoba for like a month.
Oh my gosh.
And then he got a letter from the team saying, find a place, like you're on the team. So then I had to go back to Newfoundland and pack up all our stuff, our condo, ship our truck that we shared, the good old pickup truck, ship it back to Toronto or to Winnipeg. I had to take our stuff to Toronto, did a little pit stop at home, and then moved to Winnipeg. And then we found a rental. Okay. And then we ended up being there for like 5.5 years.
Wow. In the same rental?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like those rental situations are what sparked then the interior design? Because you were like, I want to make this my own?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually like, it kind of, so it stemmed my like, not influencer journey, but I created an Instagram account. I needed a creative outlet.
Yep.
And so I was decorating and entertaining.
Okay.
I loved like throwing like pretty
You are good
tablescapes.
at parties.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's like another creative outlet for me, which, as you know, like as a dancer, we obviously have that like artistic side where it needs to come out.
I think too, it's important that you feel like you still have a piece of you that's like, you're not just like following what he's doing. So that probably felt really good to be like, no, like this is what I'm creating this. Like that probably felt really cool.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you lose yourself when you give up everything to kind of follow your partner. I know there's like other careers out there that women go through that as well.
Yeah.
That, you know, you kind of have to give up yourself to make your relationship work.
Yeah.
And so that like decorating and just finding, I liked taking pictures of it, styling it. That's kind of where the styling started. I would style it for a photo for Instagram, whatever, like 12 years ago. And that's kind of where that whole, I guess, the creative wheel started spinning about really enjoying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy to think back, like when Instagram first started, and like when I started too, it was just pictures.
Yeah.
Like there was no video,
No.
which is so crazy
Yeah.
now for me to even like wrap my mind
I
around,
know.
because I could batch, you know, a month's worth of content in one
Right?
day, like clean my
Yeah.
whole house and like get a bunch of
100%.
pictures. And now I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, now it's like,
recording new stuff all the time.
yeah.
So are you talking about your Jaqueline Chiarot Designs Instagram?
No.
Or your lifestyle?
Yeah, my lifestyle.
Okay.
So it started as This Pretty Life.
Yeah. Okay. That's cute.
Yeah. The idea behind it was more like creating like a beautiful life, which stemmed from, you know, moving around and being like put in these rental homes, and wanting to make it your own and like to feel good like in your own home. So that was the whole idea behind it. And then I grew out of that and then changed it to Jaqueline Chiarot Lifestyle after I had launched Jaqueline Chiarot Design. I just wanted like a cohesive brand, I guess.
Yeah. You guys should follow both of her accounts if you don't. They're super, super cute. We'll post them on our Mostly Thriving page too, so that you guys can follow her. But
Thanks. The
yeah,
content is lacking a little lately with
I think
life,
you do a great job.
but-
I get it. Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't realize how similar our like beginning stories were, you know, like different careers obviously, but with my husband going to veterinary school, us having to move to like follow that, because it's like wherever you get in, you have to go. And then I'm stuck in this rental house where I'm like, who am I? What am I? I'm going to start an Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. I didn't realize how similar that like overlap was. What about, so after that happens, I know you guys spent time you were on a team before Detroit, right? Or was that?
Yes. So, I mean, back to really the questions of all the teams, like we started in Newfoundland and then Winnipeg was his first like NHL team. So we were there for 5.5 years. And then Montreal came next, which was like another 3 years. And then we did a little stint for the Florida Panthers. He got traded there. So there was a few months in Florida and then we came here, and then this is wrapping up our 4th year here.
Okay. And so is this the longest you've been in one place?
Winnipeg was the longest.
The longest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what when you look at all those places, what was your favorite, and like why was it your favorite, do you think?
Oh, that's tough. We love it here. Like really love it. It's so different when you have kids too and you're incorporating like family life, because Winnipeg we had no kids. Montreal, I had just had Emerson like literally a week before we signed in Montreal.
Oh my gosh.
So that was chaos.
Yeah, you're like, now let's add in another factor.
Like let's move. Let's pick up and move and buy a house within like 30 days. And I have a newborn as a new mom. Here we love it. We love the family life here. I think I love that it's so close. It's like really similar to Ontario life, which makes it feel like home, but all the perks down here.
It's nice that you can just go home, like you said, or your parents to come help you and stuff. So you said you guys have 2 kids, and what are their ages now?
My daughter's almost 7, and then my son will be 3 in July.
Okay. What does that, like, obviously and I want to get into the timeline of like when you started Jaqueline Chiarot Designs and all that. How do you balance, which I know is like such an open-ended question because it's like, does anybody really?
Yeah.
But what does that look like trying to manage your design business, being a mom, while your husband has this job that, you know, is so versatile and changes all the time and he's gone? What does that look like? Like, how do you find?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to find ways to describe that.
Yeah.
It's wild, to be honest.
Yeah.
You probably go through similar, you know, just with your husband's schedule, and running a business and taking care of 2 young kids. It's a lot of juggling, and I just feel like you're never getting it right. So you're just like always chasing the balance, and you're like, do I have balance? And then you look back and you're like, oh, I did have balance and now I don't.
That's such a great way to look at it, is like, I'm constantly chasing the balance.
Yeah.
That is literally, I feel like every mom's life, but yes. Oh my gosh. So when he is obviously still pursuing his professional career, at what point where you're like, I want to start more officially doing interior design? Like, where did it switch from like, this is just a rental to I want to offer this as a service?
Well, I was doing design work for family and friends for a while. I always thought I'll wait till he retires and then I'll start a business because like I can't do this moving around and then throwing kids in the mix. Like I can't do this right now. But then I was doing it so much for family and friends, and COVID hit. And so I was just like ripping apart my house during that time. I was like, I'm bored. I need to do this. And then I was like kind of doing more and more legitimate work, I'd say, for family and friends. And it was really actually Ben that was like, just do it. Just like launch your company. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Because I was always just like adamant, like, I'll wait. I'm going to wait. If I want to do something, I want to do it right. I want to do it 100%. It's just kind of, that's who I am, and it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
But he was like, do it. Like, go for it. Launch it.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm like, but we have a newborn. So, like, so how am I going to do this?
Right.
But no, it was really sweet. He was super, super supportive, and he just encouraged me to put it out there. Otherwise, I definitely would not have launched it.
And so what did launch look like?
I mean, I had like for a year, I had things, you know, ideas building, and I had, you know, all the papers, like just writing out name ideas and sketches and what I wanted my brand to look at, what I wanted the whole image to be. So that happened for like a year leading up to it. And then I would always kind of chicken out and be like, no,
you're like, I'm ready. I just have to hit go.
Yeah, not doing it. And then finally I hired someone to be like my brand designer.
Okay.
Shout out to Amy. And she created like my logo, and she created a website, and I was like, oh, this, like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, it's ready when you are. And Ben was like, do it.
Yeah.
So January 2021, it was the start of the year, and I was like, okay, like let's put it out there. Yeah, and it was just a wild ride. I think, I mean, I have to give a little credit to Ben's career, because in Montreal, like, he was so well known. Everyone who played for Montreal is well known. It's such a like incredible hockey town. And so I had so many people like flooding in requests. Like I was working around the clock, like off the bat. And I just was like, is this how it is?
Yeah.
Like, I was really lucky to start off like so strong that way. And I definitely have to attribute some of it to just, I guess, people knowing who he was.
That's
and who
amazing,
we were.
though.
And yeah, so that's how we dove in.
What kind of stuff does Jaqueline Chiarot Designs offer?
I do residential design, decorating, and design work. I offer both at styling as well. That's what I stick to, residential.
Yeah. Do you feel like when someone comes to you and they want design work, how many of those projects do you feel like you have the capacity for? Like, is it like you're only able to do one at a time, or like...
I mean, in this moment in time with Ben's schedule, I'm about to become a little more free, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably I'd say I take on maybe like 5 or 6 a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it full design, like their whole house, or is it just individual rooms? Okay.
Yeah. It ranges from like a consult to styling one room to fully decorating a home, to renovating like different rooms throughout a house, or like a whole main floor renovation. So it's really like my work is quite broad, which I enjoy. And I've always been really adamant about offering like everything to everyone. Like, you know, you shouldn't not be able to afford help to like make your home your home.
Yeah.
So I try to make it available, you know, for every kind of service and all kinds of help.
Yeah. When we were talking about balancing like motherhood, business, his career, kind of like all of those things. So when you guys are in season, and obviously he's traveling a lot, I'm sure, what does that look like for you at home? Like with not having family here, are you just like, when he leaves, you're just like drowning and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I feel like I probably look like it, but like I'm
you
just
don't.
exhausted
you
constantly.
Don't. Yeah.
I have like the most amazing babysitter, nanny, whatever you want to
Amazing.
call it.
Yeah.
Like her name's Michelle. She is like my ride or die.
That's so good.
Yeah, sometimes more than Ben.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
No, she's like the best. I could not do what I do without her.
yeah.
And we've had her for 4 years now.
Okay.
When we moved here.
How did
She
you
started
find her?
babysitting. She was another girl's, one of the girls that was leaving Detroit and signed elsewhere.
Okay.
Passed her to me because she actually was moving. It was Markstall.
Okay.
They were moving to Florida, which we were coming
Oh,
from.
funny.
So
You're
we
like, let's
traded. Yeah, we traded help basically.
Yeah.
And so I like texted her right away and interviewed her, and I was like, okay, you have the job.
Yeah.
So
It is so hard for that. I feel like moms, it's like, I need help, but it's like, who can I trust that I can actually like
Exactly.
let go
Yeah.
to? So that has to feel just so
it's
amazing.
hard. Yeah. Like I didn't have anyone like her in the other cities.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have, like I had some help in Montreal, but she was my first baby. So like I didn't really let go much. I did a lot myself.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for help. And then I learned having my second, like how important help is, especially if you want to have a career or work. And I realized along the way, like I need that to be like the best version of myself. I need to have an outlet. I need to have my own work.
Totally.
I like helping people. I like designing. And then, it makes me a better mom. I think a better wife. It makes me just more present in general.
100%. I relate to that a lot because it's like, if I'm trying to mom and work, I like do them both half and then I just feel like crap. And I'm like, let me just focus on work and then I'll focus on the kids. And then I feel like I can just give 100%. So that's.
Which I feel like on road trips, like that's me doing half of everything.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be there 100%, but you just try.
You just survive.
Just survive.
You just keep swimming.
And hope to find the land.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can't imagine what that's like. Do you guys have, I mean, I'm sure you do, like a heads up on that kind of stuff where you're like, you can plan out your whole year of like, I'm going to need extra help, this, and this, and your family comes down. Like, is that stressful?
I mean, unfortunately, it's like when the schedule is released, like to the world, that's when I get it too. So I'm like, oh, you're away this day. So then they always like travel the day before.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, that's going to be like, you're away for 3 nights then.
Right.
Or like, oh, you're playing 5 games. Like you're not going to see you for probably 10 days.
Yeah.
So I can like mentally plan that way. And then like they have their own schedule that is released like a few days before that month. So
you're like, I have no idea ever.
no, we just like have to like run with it every month basically.
Yeah.
And then my parents come quite often.
Okay.
And they have the schedule as well. Like we all get it at the same time.
Yeah. Like everybody pick a day.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine. I'm sure, is it something that you feel like you've like gotten more used to? Like exposure therapy to it? Or?
I mean, yes and no. Yes, like you, over the years, you just like learn how to kind of just manage it. Like as soon as like he leaves a road trip, I feel like we just get in the zone. Like we get in our routine. And then I know what I need to do because it's just me. And I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing today. Like I gotta like, pack all the lunches. Like you do everything. Like last night, for example, like I got both kids showered, put one down, put the other one down, clean the kitchen, like unloaded, loaded the dishwashers, pack both lunches, finish the laundry, and then like, oh, have time to shower at like 10:30 at night. It's like, but you just know that's like your night.
Yeah.
Whereas before it's like a shock. You're like, wait, what? Like, where did the time, like...
Yeah, like
so
you
now
just
I
know
know.
now.
Like,
you know
I
how
know.
to set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
That's good. And do you feel like when he's home, is it, like I don't even know what that looks like when they're here. Like I'm sure they're practicing all the time and whatever. Is he able to be more...
Practice days are good. Like they're kind of just like a normal work day.
That's good.
And when he's home, he's able to take them to school, which is nice. But game days are like a write-off. Like the only thing he can do really is take them to school, and then we see him for like 20 minutes. Okay. And then that's it. So.
Do you think your kids realize what he does, or have they just like always been in it so they don't really...
Yeah. I don't think they know. They don't know what like the NHL is. Yeah. They don't know. I don't think they really realize. I think they think it's cool, but like they think it's cool because their dad.
Yeah, 100%.
Like warm-ups, going to the glass, like for warm-ups, that's like the whole thing they want to do. Otherwise, like we have a playroom in our family room. So otherwise, like the whole game, they're in the playroom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't even sit in my seats for half the game because I'm watching them in the playroom.
Yep.
So they just want to go on the glass and say hi to dad. And then if they don't get to like say hi to dad, then they're like gone. So I'm like, this is great. We came downtown to sit in the playroom for 3 hours.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm sure as they get older too, it'll.
Yeah, I mean, when they're older, I think they'll look back and be like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Yeah.
Or maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe they'll just be like, "That was so annoying."
Do they notice like when he's gone? Is that harder for them, and then it's harder for you? Like as a mom,
Yeah.
I just imagine like they're like, "I miss dad," and you're like,
I know.
I can't, you know.
My daughter, who will be 7 in June, this is the first year. Well, she's kind of been getting it more over the last few years, but this year especially, she's like really, really like noticed him being gone, and she'll like bring it up all the time, and then she'll ask him, and it makes him feel bad about leaving. So it's hard. And then, you know, this weekend she had her first soccer games. She had 2 Saturday, Sunday, like her first ever games. And like, she was like, "You're coming, right?" And he's like, "Well, no."
Yeah.
So it's like, she gets why he can't be there, but I don't think she fully gets it. So she's done so well, like processing it all. Like, and she has her breakdowns, but I mean, she's done really well. My son is just like, "Bye, dad."
Yeah, because he's younger.
Yeah, he's 2.5.
Yeah, so he doesn't quite
get it. No.
Yeah. That has to be hard on him too.
For sure.
Like people talk about like mom guilt, but like that has to be real for like dad guilt too, of just like, you know, it's such an honor to do what he does and to be able to live like that. But then it's also like,
I couldn't do, I mean, just like being away that much, like I couldn't do it. I mean, obviously he doesn't have a choice, but to like have to deal with that would be hard for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to transition into some of the like design stuff. I want to pick your brain on it a lot because I feel like I love your style. Like when I look at it, how would you describe your style for people that haven't seen it?
I feel like my style's evolved so much over the years, but I kind of like a little of everything. Like I always root back to traditional. I love traditional elements. I always have. I used to kind of pull from like a kind of like Parisian influence, like more ornate and that traditional. Now I'm liking the grandma's house trend, like all the vintage elements. Like I really love that. And then I always love a touch of modern, like something to kind of like ground everything so that it's not like, you know, way back when, but just the perfect balance. So that probably doesn't really describe it well, but
I feel like there is no like, it's this style. Like I feel like every space or design or anything has mixes of like all different types of inspiration. So I think that that's cool.
I think that's what makes a space great is like combining everything.
Yeah. And having like character.
Yeah.
Where do you find that you get inspiration from? Like, is it?
I mean, a lot of travel, like architecture while traveling, and just design. Like I just went to New York with actually some of my Winnipeg girlfriends were all still besties.
That's so fun.
Yeah, we keep in touch and we meet up. So we did New York recently. We always pick a spot every year, and just like walking into some of the restaurants and coffee shops, like everything, I'm just like, oh, that's so cool, and like it just gets the wheels turning, and then I'm like, whose house can I put this in?
Right.
Like, who's next? Like, where can I do this? Where can I make it happen? Because like Ben will kill me if I just keep doing stuff to our house.
Yeah.
But
How does that? Do you feel like there's like a sisterhood among? I mean, you're all just kind of like surviving in the same phase of life with kids and stuff. Do you guys do a lot together?
I think it depends on the team.
Yeah.
Like my first team, Winnipeg, we were very, very close. And I don't know. I think just because if you live in Winnipeg, you know that you have to have a close group. Like it is so cold.
Yes.
Like so cold there. Like
So at least you were a little used to that when you moved to Michigan.
Oh no,
That's
this
good.
is like mild.
Yeah.
This is like summer here.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. So, and it's just you connect with everyone because you all are there for the same reason.
Yep.
You're all there because your husband got a job playing hockey. So that's why you're there, and you all connect on that. And most of the people, like, I mean, it's dependent here. Actually, there's a lot of people that are from here and play here.
Okay.
So they live here year round, which isn't quite as normal in the NHL. Most of you, you're all like uprooted, you're picked up, you're dropped off, and that's like where you have to make a life.
Yeah.
So that really connects you a lot too with the group of women. But yeah, you all know at the end of the day, you have each other and you're all going through the same thing.
Yes, 100%. That has to feel comforting a little bit, or on frustrating days or hard days.
For
So
sure.
you guys have a house here, but then you said you also have your house still in Canada.
Yeah.
Which one feels like your like home, and which one feels like your second home? Or is it like, because you're like half and half, right?
Yeah.
Basically. Or is it
more here?
Okay.
Yeah. This house definitely is very cozy. It's such a different style from I'd say what I built. Like I like bright. This house that we have here is kind of like darker and like dark trim. Like it's like when I walked in, I was like, we're painting everything. Like we're ripping the floors up, and we haven't.
Yeah.
And we've kind of made it work. And
it looks very intentional, though. I will tell you, I wouldn't know that you came in and were like, I want to paint this.
Okay, well, I'm glad that it's coming
together. It feels like
that way.
just like old charm. And,
yeah. That's kind of what I've been trying to chip away over the years at pivoting towards that look. But our other home that we built, obviously, like we picked everything. So some things it's been 9 years that we built that house. So like some things are kind of a little out of style, but it's still like when I walk in the house, I'm like, I love my kitchen there.
Yeah.
Like I love
being here.
Yeah. Like, and everything, like you designed it for you the way you live. So there's something comforting about that. But
for sure.
That we've grown out of that house, and this house is more like family life. So I'd say probably here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it like for your kids then, if they like make friends here and stuff, and then you go back for the summer? Like, do they still have their crew there?
Yeah. My daughter's really like grasping that right now. So we always have tears like when we're leaving, or like when she misses home. It's like we don't know where home is right now.
Yeah.
I'd say here is probably more home because we're more rooted here now with, them being in school and activities and stuff. But she has her friends from back home that, she's grown up with, and that we're pretty close with, because, when you live away, you make a point to always visit. So you almost get closer with those people because you're like seeing them
being so intentional.
So yeah, we're going through, I think, a lot of phases with that. Like she gets really upset, but then she like comes back and she's happy. So we're just trying to navigate it.
Yeah. When will you guys head back that way?
We're kind of on and off.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I mean, kids are in school till June, and then like we have a life here now. So that's almost more like a vacation home now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has to feel good though, to like find a cadence of like, when the season ends and you have time to just like be a family here. Yeah. That probably feels like very good.
Yeah.
To like kick off.
Yeah.
Do you guys travel a lot when you can?
We try. Yeah. We do one like family trip after every season.
Okay.
Which is just so like important for us to like 100%. Finally just be like a family unit. For more than like a few days. So that's something that we always look forward to. And then Ben and I used to travel a lot before kids. We'd always do like a Europe trip or something. Like we just like love to like see the world. And so we've been going on travels a few more times for weddings mainly.
Okay.
But otherwise in the summer months, we don't really leave with the kids.
Yeah. Okay, let's play a little design game. So we're going to play, we'll call it like in or out. So I'm going to name a design trend, and I want you to tell me if you think it's currently in or out. Okay. All white kitchens.
Oh God.
And you can give an explanation if you're like, I think they're going out and I think this is coming in, or whatever.
I mean, I need to preface this by like all of this, because I don't really believe in trends.
Okay. I love that take.
I think that everyone's home has to be somewhere that they love. So someone might love something that's completely out of style.
100%.
And if that's what's going to make them happy and like inspire them to like start their day on a good note, sometimes you just have to roll with it.
Yeah.
But there is a way to incorporate a few more like trendy looks or just classic. I mean, my design is classic, so that's probably also why I'm not a big trend setter or trend keeper. But I love white kitchens. Now I would say they're not stark white. I'd say that's off trend. I'd say off white is the way to go.
Okay. If you were designing a kitchen like from scratch, building a house, what would your cabinets be?
Oh my gosh. been like begging Ben to rip at my kitchen.
You know, you can do it yourself, you know.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I might need a few tutorials or something, maybe like a month worth. But
like, would they be painted? Would they be wood?
yeah, they would be painted.
Okay.
Probably an off-white.
Okay.
Off-white and brass or polished nickel hardware. Yeah, like marble countertops. Oh, the dream.
I know, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about open shelving in kitchens?
I would say I think that's kind of heading out.
Okay.
But I think there's a place for it.
Okay.
Always. So I think you have to be really intentional about where you put it. I think how it started, how it was just being kind of, put everywhere in the kitchen. I don't think that's as much a trend anymore, but I think having a place for it for sure.
Okay.
Just needs to be more intentional.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about wallpaper?
Love it.
Love wallpaper.
I love it so much.
I knew you were going to say
Yeah,
that. I was like,
love
every
it.
time you design something,
Yeah.
I'm like, I love it.
Oh, I actually am looking at your,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to put in my laundry room. So,
Well, I'll actually show you. Don't let me forget before we leave. I'm launching a second line, and it's all
exciting.
moody. I
Oh,
know
I
you
love
like bright
that.
and airy, but it's
no,
moody.
I'm into the moody.
It's moody
Yeah.
and wall murals
Yeah.
and like really pretty, like deep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I
I'll
love
show it to
that.
you before
Yeah.
you go. Okay, what about accent walls?
Out. But
Okay.
that being said,
Yes.
there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it while,
Yep.
incorporating the whole room.
What about like picture molding and like people
Love
that
it.
add like trim and like just
Yeah.
character?
I love that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say just like one. It depends.
Yeah.
If you're going to panel one wall, like make sure it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like have something else going on
Yep.
the other walls as
Yep.
well. Yeah, it's so dependent on
I know.
every
I know.
space,
I know.
yeah.
Okay, what about barn doors?
I think a time and place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about, I know you already said nickel, but I had like chrome finished hardware. I know it went out.
Yeah.
But I actually do think it's coming back. And like fixtures,
Yeah.
like silver. What do you think about
Yeah,
silver?
silver's definitely coming back.
Okay.
I'm like a polished nickel diehard.
Okay.
It's just, I think it's classic. I don't think it ever goes out of style. Because it's a little warmer. Chrome, like my house, our summer home, like 9 years ago, all chrome.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. So yeah, it's kind of like 50-50, I
Okay.
feel like. Yeah.
What about gray walls?
No.
No. What would you paint them instead?
Oh, I don't know. Depends on like,
Just like are you more like, I'm going to paint this room white, like a living room? Would you paint it white or would it be a color?
depends.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my house is white, but then I bring in warmth elsewhere.
Yep.
Like you really have to, it's all about layering and like properly, like, if you want it to be moody, then yeah, don't paint it white. But I think gray is definitely like just, I shouldn't say gray. I should say cool gray.
Yeah.
Like cool, like the cool
Yep.
tones of gray, like they're gone.
Yeah. The more like modern farmhouse
Yes.
vibe.
Yeah.
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 It is funny because if I think about my old house, it's like all the things that I would be like, no, I wouldn't do that now.
Yeah,
But it is.
I
It's like
know.
it just flows. Like
Yeah.
the cooler gray walls with the white trim
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah. I
it
mean,
was
our
it.
house in Montreal, that is exactly what we
Yeah.
did. It was like, yeah, like a blue gray.
Yeah.
And now, like, looking at it, I'm like, I couldn't do that again.
Yeah.
So, like, hopefully no one gets offended. Like, if you don't go painting your walls, if you have
Yeah.
gray walls, like, it can work.
yeah, you can do
Yeah,
it.
It can work.
How long have you guys been married?
It'll be 9 years this summer.
Okay. So we just had our 10-year, and it's funny
nice.
when I think back, I'm like, even my wedding,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I love it, but there were so many things that
Yeah.
I would do differently,
I
and
know,
it's
it's
just
so
so
funny.
funny how like things turn over and
They really do.
trends.
Yeah.
I
And
had
then
a-
they come back.
I know. I had
They
a friend who
always
had
come
like
back.
darker cabinets, and she's like, I think I want to paint them. I'm like, wait, like
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
I think you'll change your mind.
I
like
know.
I don't.
I know. You got to just wait it
I
out
know.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about statement lighting, like oversized pendants,
Love.
chandeliers?
Love.
Okay.
I will like die on that hill.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think it makes a
Lighting
big
is,
difference.
Like, yeah.
I think too, sometimes people get like when we bought this house, for example, our entryway has like really tall ceilings, and I just like left the old fixture there
Yeah.
for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I just like become blind to it and I don't even
I know.
see it. And then one day
It
I was like, you know what? I was standing up at the top of the stairs. I'm like, what the hell am I doing with this stupid light fixture that I've had when the whole rest of that, whatever. And then I replaced it and I was like, why didn't I do this sooner?
I know. It's like you actually do get blind to things. Like when we go home to visit family in Canada and I come back, I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Like now I remember why I wanted to paint everything. Yeah. Like this is too much.
Isn't it so funny how that happens? Yeah. What about arches?
I love
arches.
Yeah. I think arches are kind of being overdone a bit right now.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I think if you're going to do an arch, just be intentional about it. Don't like slap them everywhere in your new build house because it's a trend. Just be intentional because they're beautiful and they are timeless. Like, you know, you see it places like Paris and New York, like you see the architecture, like that's timeless. So just be intentional about it.
Yeah. Actually, I like that thought of like looking at old architecture for just like shapes. Yeah. And like,
exactly.
It's a cool thought.
Because it withstands time.
Yeah. What about white oak?
People are going to come for me.
Give it to them.
I think it's heading out.
Okay. I can see that. I think like darker, that was the next one, is like dark tones, rich tones. What's your preferred like wood?
I want to be like right in the middle.
Yep.
Again, classic, something that you're not going to want to rip out in like 5 years, you know? And that's not to say like if you do white oak, like it's beautiful, but just, you know, make it, bring your warmth in elsewhere. But it's definitely a trend.
Yeah. Okay. What about, so just for like practical design advice for people, what is like the easiest way you walk into a room, like if you can only change a few things, what's the first things that you're going to take a look at?
Oh gosh.
I know there's so many factors, but let's say it's a living room.
Living room.
What's the first thing you're going to do?
I mean, my job is to look at everything as a whole. So this is really hard. I think the number one thing that can change a space so drastically is drapery.
Okay.
That's like so huge. Like it's so underrated.
Yep.
That'll like completely change your space. Lighting is the next thing.
Yep.
And then from there, obviously like furniture and decor, but like drapery and lighting are going to completely change the look alone.
I like that. What about if someone could only, like if they bought a house and it was like the whole thing's outdated, what's the first room that you think they should start?
Oh gosh.
Like if you can only put your money in one place.
Yeah. I mean, it depends how they live.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to pick the room that means the most to you.
Okay.
Like for me, I think the kitchen is the heart of the home. That might not be the case for someone else. So for me, I'd always go like the core, like the kitchen, and then probably the living room. Like if that's what people are seeing when they're walking in, and you want like people to feel like at home, and then you also want to feel at home when you're hanging out in there, like watching TV, that'd probably be the next.
Yeah. I always find myself like doing that. Like every time we've moved, it's like I focus on the main areas and like the master bedroom or like the master bathroom's like disgusting and gross. And you're like, this is literally where I spend so much time. And it's the last place that's getting any of my attention.
And I'm the same, like, so that's why I can't, you know, you think that's like where you wake up, you want it to be. But
you
like,
would think.
I don't know. I feel like we can put on blinders and just be like,
I would rather suffer so that other people can enjoy themselves in my own home.
Exactly.
Like it's so
and
funny.
Realistically, like you're not spending that much time in your room. Like you get up and
my eyes are closed. I'm not even looking at it. I'm
go.
just sleeping. Okay, so what is the biggest mistake you think people make?
I think people try to make their home feel a certain way and they combine too many things trying to make it happen.
I can see that.
Yeah.
We already talked about this, but what would you describe your design style? So it's kind of, you said kind of a mix of a lot of stuff. What is something that you think is on the horizon for a design? Like if you were like, I'm calling it now.
Oh gosh.
This is coming back.
I honestly don't know. Like I'm not like with the trendsetter, like I don't chase the trends.
Yep.
So I can't really say what's coming back. And I don't think if it was coming back, I would focus on it either.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's important that people hear that it's like, you don't need to.
No, you don't need to chase the trends.
No.
No.
And just find what feels good.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll do that where I'm looking at like inspiration and I keep feeling drawn to the same thing. And like, that's all you need to know.
Yes.
When you're trying to design a space is like, why do I like this? I don't know. But when I look at it, it makes me happy.
Yeah. And that's kind of the whole point of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, And sometimes like the top trends is what makes someone happy. So then that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Because like you want to feel good in your own space.
Yeah. How does you and your husband's dynamic with design? Like, does he have any interest in it at all? Could he like care less?
He likes to have an opinion.
Okay.
And I like to remind him that he's good at his profession and let me do mine.
I love that.
He
like
always,
where he'll say like, I don't like that color.
oh
or
yeah,
I don't. Okay.
Yeah, like I spent like $700 on a piece of art that I was just gonna put up in the hall, and he was like, I hate that. That's not going there. I'm like,
You're like, well, I already hung it up.
I already got it, and he was like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't hang that there. I'm like, okay, well, it's going somewhere in the house.
Right.
Like, yeah, he definitely likes to have an opinion.
What is his style? Like if he designed a room, would it look totally different than yours?
I don't even know. Oh my gosh, I should totally get him to do that. I would love.
That would be hilarious, honestly.
He has a good eye. Like
here, you need to pick a couch,
Yes,
some decor,
yeah.
and like.
I feel like he wouldn't do bad. Like he's been with me for 17 years now. Mm-hmm. He
You've rubbed off.
Yeah,
you've rubbed off on
but
him.
he's good. He does really well with gifts. Like so, I know he has a good eye.
Okay,
like he can pick things.
That's
but
good.
It would probably be pretty basic.
Yeah. When you're doing projects and stuff in your own home, are you the one doing it? Like if you do wallpaper and stuff, you're doing it?
I mean, I hire someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
But one day
you totally could.
I could.
Yeah.
I just need the time.
The time. I get it.
Yeah. If he was home like all the time or like for dinner every night, like I would like during COVID, I did everything in my house myself because he was just off.
Yeah.
So he was always home.
Yeah.
But now it's just not an option. But yeah, no, he's I'm sorry, not very handy.
That's okay.
He tries.
Yeah.
Tries really hard.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
And
my dad is a builder. So like I send him a list before he arrives. I'm like, we're hanging this.
I love it.
Doing this. Like I'll hang my own photos.
Yeah.
I'll hang my own stuff. I'll do that. Like I'll put furniture together. But when it comes to like wallpaper and painting, I don't have the time to be.
Yeah. Painting is the worst, honestly. I hate painting.
No, I
hate it.
I couldn't. I'm a perfectionist. It would like keep me up at night.
I literally hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so funny to hear like, because my husband's the same way. He's like not handy literally at all. We always joke. It's like I'm the DIYer and he's just the hire it outer. Like he wants nothing to do with tools. But then I'm like, I would not want to go be a veterinarian. So it's like, it's just funny how people's gifts are like just so different.
Yeah.
Has there ever been, besides the art, like a project that, have you just like done it while he's gone and then he comes home and he's like, I don't like that?
Yeah, many times.
Many times?
Yeah, no, he's always liked everything.
Okay.
Yeah, the art was the only thing that he put his foot down. I don't know if he felt like he needed some control in the house because he hasn't picked anything.
Yeah.
Most of the time he's like, yeah, looks good. Like I always kind of run it by him to like,
Yeah. Give him a heads up.
Do you like this? But really I'm doing it.
Yeah. Thanks for your opinion.
Yeah. But no, he's on board for most of it. I definitely just do it when I want to do it. I just do it because I'm impatient.
Yeah. No, I love it. You're like, if I can get this done right now, I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit before this, and you said one other thing that you're super passionate about is like non-toxic living.
Yeah.
Give me the lowdown on it.
Oh, gosh.
I want to hear about it all.
Well, first and foremost, I'm not a healthcare provider. I
okay.
do not give medical advice.
This is you speaking from your personal experiences.
I really started when I got pregnant with my daughter.
Okay.
I mean, like I studied health sciences, Ben's a professional athlete. Like we've always lived very healthy lifestyles. I was a dancer growing up and I was in all the trends of like the health stuff. So I feel like it's just like a part of me. But what really triggered it was like, oh, I'm growing someone else that doesn't have control over anything. And so what I put in my body is going to affect her. So that just like mentally like was like, oh, I need to like change how I live. So then that kind of triggered, I started searching for non-toxic skincare because I was like, oh, what I'm putting on like is going to be going to her. And then we've always ate pretty clean. Ben is like, he's gone through phases of being like extremely clean, like no seasoning on the chicken breast. Now he has like a good balance, but he's always been super clean and I've kind of followed along with that. So it started kind of with, I'd say skincare. And then over the years, it's just like snowballed.
Yeah.
I think the thing that triggered me to like just really dive into it and like kind of like uproot our house was Ben's dad passed from cancer almost 3 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So that really like mentally was like, oh, this is like in our like bloodline, like whether it's like genetic or not, I'm like, this is happening. And if I have any control, like why wouldn't I try and do something about it? And it just kind of was like scary to watch my husband lose like his best friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want Kellen to do that.
Yeah.
So like, Ben, you're not using Tide anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, that kind of started like, again, like the laundry detergent that started after I had Emerson. So like 7 years ago.
What do you use instead?
So Branch Basics.
Okay. I love Branch Basics.
I love that.
We have their stuff.
Yeah. So I use that. And then I just like always read the ingredients.
Okay.
So just like anything clean. A long time ago. So this is going back to the start of my business is I had a home decor shop online.
Okay.
And how it started was with non-toxic candles.
Oh, fun.
So that was like huge for me because I was searching for a candle that wasn't toxic because if I lit it, I'm like, my baby's around.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be able to do the things. And then I also wanted like a candle that was cute because like the non-toxic ones aren't always cute. So that started the home decor line for me.
And you still have that, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that had to shut down, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, leaving Canada,
Okay.
that closed.
Okay.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll open again.
Okay.
But yeah, that was super fun. Like I love that side of my business.
That is really cool.
Sourcing, and then I created gift boxes. So I did launches of like prepackaged like themed boxes. So that was really fun.
That's cute.
But yeah, this candle like, you know, kind of triggered the non-toxic. So we've had that out for years.
Okay.
Just really like intentional about picking that. All my cleaning products, all our bath products, anything that goes on the body, that goes in the body, I just like am always thinking about. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's really like a blessing and a curse. Like this is what keeps me up at night. So like, you know, like hopefully this doesn't trigger anyone. They're like, oh my God, like I don't do any of this.
No.
Like it's a personal thing for me. Like I don't care what anyone else does. I just know for me, like this is going to keep me up at night if I don't try and do this. And like, this is not to say like, I like to eat bad food.
Right.
I like a good cocktail. Like I like those things, but like I know what I'm doing to my body when I do it.
Right.
So it's all about like combating that, the toxins you put in your body, like how can you get them out?
Yeah.
You know, like luckily our bodies are so like crazy and like amazing that you can detox all that stuff, but you just have to know like to do that.
And to be intentional.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if there's things you can cut down on, like, you know, your toxin overload, like why not do that?
Yeah. What about, I'm sure, like glassware?
Yep. So I've transitioned to like glass containers, stainless steel plates for the kids.
Okay.
Stainless steel lunch boxes.
Okay.
Like when I had my son, it was like glass baby jars, silicone bottles. I tried to make the glass bottles work, but then like this is where it's like you got to find like function too. Like, you know, it's too hot to like hold it.
Right.
So I'm sure
like hold it.
There's probably like a silicone cover, but like, you know, when have a newborn, you're like, okay, I'm not. So there's you have to just do what you can. Yeah. But yeah, I can go so far into this. Like I just bought EMF plugs for like my house. Like it is
also, it's so interesting. And like my husband, he's been like really interested in all of this lately and like talking about it. And like we've switched from like the plastic Tupperware and all that. But I just like feel like I don't know enough about it. Like where do you have like resources or like where do you?
Like I research like I think because in school like we had to read health articles. So you had to do your own research. You had to like I was kind of taught to read these like, you know, the PubMD, like all those articles, and like we were taught to like find the key message. So like I research all the time. Okay. Yeah. Like I won't do something without like doing a deep dive.
Okay.
And I just go down rabbit holes. I'm up to like 2 a.m. I've read like 25 articles.
I love that though.
You're doing the next day, it's like the Amazon order shows up and Ben's like, what are we doing now?
I mean,
Sorry.
Yeah. What do you think is like the most harmful thing? Or like if somebody that's like, I don't do any of this, what's like the one thing they should start with, do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Or I guess it doesn't have to be the most harmful, but like what's the easiest swap to make?
I feel like the easiest swap is just like the things that you put on your body. So laundry, like think about the things you do like the most. Laundry, the dishes.
Yeah.
So your dishwasher tabs, your hand soap, your dishwasher soap.
Okay.
Which are like, it's an easy swap, right? Laundry detergent, the glass containers and the kids stuff, like, you know, you can do it over time because it's not cheap either, you know? But Amazon always has sales.
Right.
So that's like Black Friday, like I'm still slowly like swapping out and stocking up. So I always stock up because it's just not realistic to do it all at once either. Pots and pans, that's a big one.
Okay.
So the coatings, like if you think of like, there's stuff in everything.
Yeah, that you're like cooking then into your food.
And then it's going into your body. So, you know we can do it, but your kids don't know how to detox their own bodies yet.
Right.
So like you kind of have to be in control of what they
put in. Yeah, and just make it like a normal practice.
And
that
then
makes
just
sense.
food, like food is obviously huge.
Yeah.
We need food every day.
Yeah.
So like a glass container over, like I still have some plastic containers that I don't love to use, but like if I'm like, I'll use it, you know?
Yeah.
But like what you're eating that day is like the number one important thing. Like if you're putting something toxic in your body, that's going to affect you more than storing your food in plastic if you have to pick.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I like that. So with actually one other question I had for you. So obviously like there's a lot of different things that you're passionate about and whatever. Do you ever feel like people just see you as like Ben Chiarot's wife or like NHL wife?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like,
I
what
mean,
does that
I don't
feel
even
like?
know if I'm seen as like Ben Chiarot's wife. Like I don't think people really care, to be
Yeah.
honest, which is great. But I think that people kind of look at us as a whole, like they see like just like a price tag.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately his contract is out for the world to see.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that's like what you take home.
Right.
But that's like really like public knowledge, which I really don't like that. I don't like that your personal info is on display. It's, you know, everyone else doesn't have that. So it's unfortunate that for us, that's out there.
That's just like what people.
Yeah. But I think people see money and they think that nothing can be hard if you have money.
Yeah. So with the podcast being, which is one of the reasons why I was like so excited to have you on, is just because like mom to mom, and with a lot of our listeners being moms, with the podcast being mostly thriving, where like you just said, it looks like you guys are thriving and like everything is all great. Like what is like the mostly, or like what is something that you would want people to like,
oh gosh,
or something that people think is like really glamorous, but like you're just normal people, or like, is there any piece of that to show people that like we all really are just.
Yeah, there's so much. I'm like, how far do we want to go?
I mean, whatever you want to share. Yeah,
I just think that just because you have money doesn't mean that things are easy. You know, like I have an amazing babysitter, but it doesn't mean that it's not just me like putting like doing dinner and bedtime by myself every night and then getting the kids to school in the morning. Right. So that's like, it's hard when you're doing it all yourself. And there's so many moms out there that, you know, even if their husband is home for dinner every night, like they might be gone in the morning and then they're taking 3 kids to school by themselves with no help. Like that alone, even though it's a few hours, it's like, it's a lot. And then just like going through everything, like, you know, any health stuff, like any doctor's appointments, that kind of thing, you know, that's all by myself.
Right.
So, you know, just because things look good from the outside, I just feel like we're all trying to survive.
Yeah, literally just surviving.
Like, you could just like see another mom and you're just like, I see you.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're just trying to get by right now.
I think it's good though to know that like we're not alone in it, because I shared about this a little bit yesterday, but we just have had like the worst weekend with our kids. Just like,
I saw that.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
Like it's just hard. And like sometimes when you're in the thick of it, it's like just knowing that like, is this just my children, or like do other people experience this? And like,
your children,
you know, like we're all just trying to do such a good job, and then like I'm frustrated at myself because I got frustrated at them, and it's just like this whole whirlwind of stuff. I imagine you feel that.
Oh my gosh, it's like never ending. Like a perfect example is this week. My grandmother passed away last week. Ben was on a he was on a 6-day road trip. So not only was I solo parenting, but now I have to like grieve privately because I'm very open with Emerson. Emerson's my daughter. Like I don't like to hide things from her. So I'm not like hiding that she died. So I'm telling her exactly what's happening. But then I don't want, like, I'm trying to keep it together because I'm solo parenting that week to like, get them to school and do all the things. And so this week we had to go home for the funeral and Ben couldn't come. So like I had to take my kids alone to my grandma's funeral, and he had to stay here and play because, you're not allowed to leave. You're on contract. And then
that's so hard. I guess I never thought about those kinds of things, like family events and
then
stuff.
my mom, who's my main helper, it's her mom, so she's not helping me. So this is like, I mean, kind of funny, but like kind of not. But at the visitation on Tuesday, my son we were in the car for whatever 3.5 hours driving home that day. He is rolling around. Like my grandma's coffin's here. He's rolling like and laughing like hysterically. And then he has his gravedigger truck. He's like driving it into like the pew where you kneel at the coffin. And then he's like looking at me, and then he takes a deep dive behind the pedestals of the flowers. He's like, come and get me. And I'm like, this is
this is not the time.
Is crazy. Yeah. And so like he was wired. And I'm like, okay, this is like hilarious, but also like I'm sweating in my nice outfit because I'm chasing him around. Like, this is crazy. And then again, like we drove back and we went to Emerson's soccer practice, and he is screaming on the ground. People are looking at me. I'm like, someone's going to call the police and take him away from me because they're going to think something's happening. Right. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. And then Emerson runs over and she's crying because now she's nervous for soccer. I took a video and sent it to Ben because he wasn't there. I'm like, this is insane.
This is my life right now.
This is insane. They're both crying on a field, like a public field. Like,
I feel like as moms, at all. No, but I feel like as moms, like everyone is like, yep. I can like literally relate to a moment like that.
I was just praying that the people walking by like were like, oh, my kid does that too. And not like judging him.
It is funny though when that happens, you feel like you're the only person where you're like, everybody's staring at me, but really it's probably just like
let's hope.
Oh, hopefully. I'm so sorry. The last thing I want to touch on, so you guys are a part of Scotland Yard. I want to talk about that. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So back home, I was on the board of the hospital foundation. I'm really passionate about helping people in general, but helping kids. So one of our friend's daughters, Emerson's good friend, she was diagnosed with cancer. They're the same age, Emerson and her. And so that like hit me so hard. Just because I was like, this could be my kid. So it's horrible to see another family, a local family, go through that. So we became good friends, and the hospital started kind of like a sub-foundation called Scotland's Yard, named after Scotty. And so funds raised were going to help kids with pediatric cancer care, because in our small community in Ontario, like kids have to go to Sick Kids Toronto or London. Like we don't really have the care set up. So, to think about traveling outside of your town when you're already dealing with your 1-year-old daughter, like so sick and maybe not going to make it. Like, I just can't even imagine. So I was like, well, let's do something about it. So some other women in the community came up with an idea of doing a hockey tournament. And they're like, would you do it? I'm like, absolutely. So I got super involved, and I became the chair of that. And then Ben also became the chair on paper. Well, he does all the heavy lifting with actually playing. But I plan the event with the foundation event manager. And we're going on our 5th anniversary this year.
So cool.
And last year we had a huge milestone of raising $1 million.
Amazing.
Just from this one tournament every summer. One day, it's a road hockey tournament, and kids, well, all ages, adults play as well. They come, and how it started was, come and play with these NHL players for charity. And now it's like, they're like, get the NHL players out of here. Like, we need to win.
Oh my gosh. You guys should be so proud.
It's pretty great. It's just nice to be able to give back to your community and like help other people. And we're just lucky that we have the platform to do it.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Well, I have a little gift for you. We have a little sweatshirt for you. And then we're also going to donate $1,500 to Scotland Yard.
Thank you so
in honor
much.
of
That's
you being
so
here.
nice.
And we are just
love it.
so grateful
Gonna
for
live in
you.
this.
I know. It's so comfy too.
Oh, this is like my uniform,
I know.
honestly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming. We
you.
appreciate you so much.
Thanks for having me.
If people want to check out your design work or follow along with you or whatever, where should they go?
My website is www.jacquelinechiarotdesign.com, and then my Instagrams have all my contact information.
Awesome.
Jacqueline Chiarot Lifestyle and Jacqueline Chiarot Design.
Awesome. I'll put them both in the comments and the captions so that you guys can follow along. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was great. See you
Thanks
guys.
for having me.
Bye.